Before showing you very interesting, significant table about Messiah, son of Joseph, which appears in the Torah in a skip of letters 1820, 1820. Now this is a number which is called secret number. As you see, the 3,300-year-old secret. So you can see everything about it in www.1820.coil. But I will show you some of the most important one of them before seeing the table. Son of Joseph appears every 1820. Now let us see first what is the meaning of number 1820? What is important about it? So you will see that it appears in the Torah 1820 times, but what is behind this number? So the numerical values, the gematria of Sod Hashem, which is a secret of God, is 70. Secret is 70. 26 is God name Yud-Ke Vav-Ke. Now the multiplication of this number, 1726, which is really so the secret of God, come to 1820. Then we know quite well that this name of God, Yud-Ke Vav-Ke, is a name of mercy, loving kindness. But there is a name which is really the master of the word Adon, Adon, and this is representing the name of God of strength, Koach Adnut. Koach is 28, and Adnut, the mastership, the Lord controlling the world, is called Adnut, is 65. The numerical value of Adnut, 65. The multiplication of God's name and power comes to 122. So the table that you are going to see is the appearance of son of Joseph, 1820. You can see on top, it means a skip between letter and letter, Ben, Bet and Nun, 1820 Nun, and Yud 2020. Yud and Nun, 1820. Amazing. And here also you have the name Joseph again, Joseph, unbelievable. Then you have more verse, interesting verse. You have here the code. Definitely, we clearly show that the codes, the Torah codes, Messianic codes, have to do with Joseph. You can see a lot in YouTube, so I did about it. So you have here son of Joseph, and you have parallel Messiah, because you have a Messiah, son of Joseph. And all the codes are basically Messianic codes, as I showed in many YouTubes. Then what you have here, you fast, that this code, the Bible code, will be distributed. We know that Richard Shaw, Pinlight, brought a lot to this distribution. When he brought us, then he brought a documentary which is called End of Time, End of Days, really, Torah code, Bible code, End of Days, and this came out in 5,008 Tafshinayinei, 5,775, 2015, and then the first time Professor Rips and Doron Wissing brought this idea to the world of the cause was Tafshin Lamed Vav, 736. This was 1976 when Professor Rips and Doron Wissing heard about it. So amazing. So you have here really, in fact there are 3 days here, because you have here our year, Tafshin Pe Aleph, in 5785. So it means you have indications here to 3 times that the Bible code will be distributed to the whole world. The first stage was 736. Second one was the documentary of Richard Shaw, 5,775, 2015-16, and then hoping that this year, in 5/7/81, 2021. So amazing, having Ben Yosef, son of Josef, parallel Messiah, parallel very significant. We said many times that this program was done by Dr. Rothenberg himself, like RIPS scientist from Russia, and when he saw this fact, he immediately believed the Torah from heaven. So he made this program and we are using it. So amazing, son of Joseph, 1820. And 1820, definitely as we saw, is a number which represents the power of God and the secret of God. Now let us see now in this, as I said, it is in this site, www.1820, we bring many interesting ideas of 1820, but we bring not all of them, because they are simple ones, not so simple, but there are others which are more complicated. So let us see step by step, and we start really with the easier part, which is really the most important, yeah? So let us start with the idea, if you take the full gematria of Bereshit, remember I told you, the gematria have a lot of ways. The full gematria, small gematria, ordinary one. All this you can get in my book, about 200 pages, gematria, the length of gematria. You can get it in Kindles, you can get it in Amazon.com, you can get it in my site, GlazersonBooks.com. So the first word in the Torah is Bereshit, in the beginning. Now if you take the full numbers, gematria of the letter, like Bet, Reish, Aleph, so the full gematria of Bet Yutaf is 412. Reish Yud Shin, 510. Aleph Lamed Pei, 111, 111. Shin Yud Nun, 360. Yud Vav Dalet, 20. Taf Aleph Vav, 407. Together, in all, 1820. Unbelievable. So this is really the DNA of the whole Torah, 1820. As we remember, 1820 is the secret of God and the power of God. So in fact, all what you see here represents and shows the power of God and the secret of God. So let us see now more. This is really the holy name of God, appears in the five books of Moses exactly 1820 times. Unbelievable. Yes, so the holy name of God, Yud Kevavke, remember Yud Kevavke is the name of mercy, appears in the 5 books of Moses 1820 times. You can count in Genesis 165, in Exodus 398 times, Leviticus 311, Numbers 936, Deuteronomy 350, together 1820, unbelievable. So under 1820, which is, as we said, representing the power of God and the mercy of God, this is the Torah. All the 5 books of Moses have 1820 times God name, Yud K Vav K. Then let us see more what we have here. So the leaders of Israel, I mean, the famous one, which were Moses, Joshua, Shaul, David, son Shlomo, hoping that we have Messiah. So we have here 6 of the 8 leaders of Israel in the past and future. If you take the numerical value, Moses 345, Joshua 391, Joel 337, David 104, Shlomo 375, Messiah 358, together 1820. Again, this is really the power of God, the secret of God, 1820. Then, this is a little bit complicated, but the idea is the following. The word Yehudi, Jew, it is Yud Ke Vav Ke, Yud A Vav A, comes in a numerical value of 35, like Yud 10, A5, Vav 6, A5, which is 7 times 5. Both of them are, by the way, very important number. 7 days of the week, Sabbath 7th day, 5 books of Moses. So if we add up the sum of 5, adding 5 more 7 times, we will see the following in all 1820, which means what it is here. So you have here 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 5. Now 5, as we see here, if you make 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, 15. Then, if you take all these numbers, yeah, from 5 till 10, till 15, 20, 25, up till 35, this is a procedure from 15 to this. So you have here, together, in all, 1820, amazing. So clearly shows the real meaning of a Jew. 7, the Sabbath, the kingdom. 5, the holiness of the 5 books of Moses. Unbelievable. Then, what is amazing, another thing, the amount of words mentioned in the Torah, in the names of 12 tribes, are also exactly 1820. It means when you have the 12 tribes, Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, the 12 tribes, the numbers of times that they are mentioned, 53 times in the portion Vayigash, 313 times in Vayeshev, because it's a lot when they were born. Then in Mikes, there was story 794, in Vayigash 53, in Vayechi. These are the main portion when the 12 tribes are mentioned. So the amount of words mentioned in the Torah, in the names of the 12 tribes, comes also to 1820, shows the power of God as the secret of God, 1820. Then, if we amount 1820 letters after the first sentence of Genesis, like Bereshit, we will find the first time God's unspoken name is mentioned in the Bible. It means Bereshit, bara Elokim. So when you count 1820 letters, you come to Genesis chapter 2, sentence 4, the name of God, B'yot Hashem Elokim, God, the Lord God, when He created heaven and earth, unbelievable, which appears exactly after 18 and 20 letters, after seeing the honor of God and the power of God, which is 1820. Then, that's a little bit complicated, but it's amazing. If you add up all the numbers between 26, which is the name of God, Yud Ke Vav Ke, yes, we remember, Yud Ke Vav Ke, secret of God, and 65, the name of God, Adnut, which is power of God. If you take 26 in the count letter, 27, 28, 28, and so comes 65, the sum total for all these numbers is 1820, secrets of God and the power of God. This was the Torah shows. Amazing. Then, as we saw already, Bereshit, the holy name of God, the numbers of this. Then, another very interesting, you know that in Exodus there is a verse which says, this month, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Exodus 12:2. So Rashi mentioned that the Torah, really this is the first Rashi in the Torah, Rashi mentions that the Torah should have started from this sentence as it mentions the first mitzvah in the Torah. Because the Torah is really, the meaning of the word Torah is teaching. So what the Torah is teaching, what you should keep the commandments. So why the Torah start with the story of creation and so on? It is really nice, but it's not commandments. So why? Because as we said, this 1820, interesting, the first mitzvah appears in the 1820th posuk, verse, sentence in the Bible. Unbelievable. Now why? We understand. Because it's, as I said in the introduction, so in the introduction I said that the meaning of number 1820 is the power of God and the secret of God, 1820. So this is what the Torah tells us. The first 120 verses in the Torah come to tell us the power of God. And after telling us the power of God, the secret God, the book of Genesis and some of Leviticus, comes the first commandments. So amazing. Now we understand that 1820. So what we are going to see now, and you will understand, that amazing table, which also have Ben Yosef, the son of Joseph, Messiah, parallel, very significant, and also Dilug. Dilug is skipping of letter. All these come 1820, Joseph again, you have Joseph also. Also because the Messiah of Joseph in the Torah code, which we have the code, also shows the secrets of God and the power of God. Unbelievable. And exactly 1820, as you see here, comes telling us that this Bible code will be distributed few stages. The first one was 1976, Tafshin Lamed Vav, 736, when Professor Rips and Doron Bistuk started. They revealed the secret of the Dilug, the skipping of the Torah, the code. And then we have the second stage. This was when the documentary came out, and of darkness, and of darkness in Bible code, Torah code, as we can see it. You can see it in YouTube, you can see it in Google, you can get it. Very interesting, significant documentary. End of darkness. Then the last stage, now, that you can see that many more discoveries came, B'Tafshin Pe'alef, in 781, 2020. So altogether, as I said, very, very interesting discovery, showing you the importance of son of Joseph, which is behind the Torah code, the Bible code, the Messianic code. And as I said, this number is unbelievable, 1820. So you can see it in the YouTube. WW1820 is your